Hi, this is Bill Prater. Welcome to Supercharging Business Success. Our mission is to provide you with timely, provocative, and actionable resources that inspire, promote, and accelerate your quest for business excellence. Today's episode is how to turn your vision into reality with the velocity mindset. And we'll do that in just 7 minutes with Ron Carr. Now, Ron's number one premise is this: what would the world be like if everyone acted like a leader and not a victim of the circumstances? Now, Ron's worked with leaders of organizations on 6 continents to eliminate risk, gain buy-in, and achieve better results with the velocity mindset. For the past 30 years, his presentations and advisory services have generated over $1 billion in incremental revenue for his clients. He's the author of the best-selling Lead, Sell, or Get Out of the Way. His latest book, Velocity Mindset, shows leaders on how to turn their vision into reality. We're going to talk about that today. You can look behind Ron on his shelf and see that exact book. Ron, tell me, are you ready?
I am ready, Bill. Shoot.
Okay, great. Who's your ideal client, Ron?
Well, for speaking engagements, it's any organization from Fortune 500 down to the small businesses. For the consulting, we deal mostly with companies in the $10 to $200 million range.
Beautiful. And what's the common problem that those folks have, Ron, that you solve for them?
Well, number one, the CEOs really want to get to a destination, a vision that they have. But what I find when I go in there, the entire C-suite is not on the same page as to what that vision is and how to get there. So the first thing we do is get them on the same page, and that usually sets up the agenda for the rest of the work.
So the people listening to us on both the video blog and on our podcast, Ron, they're thinking, okay, I understand intellectually, but can you describe the sort of feelings or emotions that are going on in somebody's body that would signal to them they don't have this alignment you just described?
Well, you're having a meeting, first of all, the first thing I do is ask everybody, what's your vision or what does success look like to you in the business? And they'll all have it. And all the time there's differences. So what you need to do is get them onto the same page as what those differences are, hear everybody out, and come to a vision that everybody agrees on.
So question number 4 is CEOs, entrepreneurs, they all think, I got to do this myself. So what are the mistakes that you see all the time, Ron, that people make when they try to get this alignment with their vision on their own without talking to you?
Well, number one is they don't delegate effectively, okay? And number 2 is they don't coach. The real asset of or the real value of a CEO and executive is coaching the people that report to them to be more successful than they ever thought was possible. And when you do that, you have a far exceeding organization, you have a lot of trust, and you have you have high morale. Beautiful.
So question 5 is, I know you've got a beautiful free gift for people. So what's the valuable free asset that you've thought up, and where would they go, Ron, on your website to get their hands on it?
So if they go to velocitymindset.com and click on the top right-hand corner, they can take a leadership assessment. That leadership assessment is comprised of 5 questions that we cover mostly in the book, and they can assess as to what areas they feel they want to get more work on. And then they can decide if they want to read the book and get that information.
That's fantastic. That's fun. I love your website URL. That's beautiful. So now, what's one valuable free action that our listeners could take, maybe even today, Ron, that would help them break through this logjam they've created for themselves and get something done on this alignment question that you're teeing up?
So one of the things that we talk about when we do the vision, okay, is how to do the right vision. Because many times people are not dealing with the right vision. They look at their biases and experiences from the past and they bring that into the vision, and all that does is it holds them back. We tell people to start with a clean piece of paper. Where do you really want to be in your heart of hearts? It's going to give you the passion to do what it takes. But don't rely on your past biases and experiences, because then your fears, the stories, your assumptions, most of which are not true, are going to cloud the vision and therefore you won't be shooting for as far as you can be shooting for.
That's fantastic. I love that. Blank sheet of paper and think about a dream. So now, Ron, look, true confession. I told you I'd ask you 7 questions. I only thought of 6. So we got about 90 seconds. So you can say, hey, Bill, I was waiting for you to ask me this question, and here's the answer.
Well, Bill, I was waiting for you to ask me what is the biggest mistake most people make in leadership. And the biggest mistake is that they're task-oriented and not purpose-oriented. They go, you know, if I ask you what velocity means, everybody goes speed, but that's only half of it. If that's all you think about, then you're going to have burnout. The physics definition of velocity is speed with direction. That's why that clean piece of paper and that vision is so important, because once you get that right, it drives all the actions you should be concentrating on.
That's fantastic. I love that definition. Direction combined with speed. Beautiful. So thank you, Ron, very much. And for everybody now, in closing, let's focus on this single fact, and that is this. Our businesses don't miraculously become extraordinary in a single instant. Instead, they get there as a result of you and I, the owner, learning and then applying a proven combination of the right mindset. Ron just told you that. Number 2, a dedication to a system of management. And number 3, leveraging high performance teams. So thanks for listening to us. Ron, thank you very much for being here and sharing your valuable insight with us today.
Thank you so much, Bill. Greatly appreciate it.